I looked long and hard. Different tanks. I've got me a tank now that's gonna fit into my box here. It'll go in there and leave me quite a bit of room both on the end, so it'll be easy to mount it. Just make some brackets to screw it down, and it fit right up flush against the middle of the bed there, and leaves me like 8 or 9 inches for put toolbox or something in it. It's not rusted out or anything on the bottom, or looks pretty good inside. 12-gallon boat tank. 10 gallons is just really not enough. 12 is kind of pushing it, but at least 12 gallons will, you know, get you 120 miles or so. And then moving on to the rest of the back of the car here, I've got some shocks that I need to make brackets for. Get them where they'll mount properly. Got one on each side of this. Then I have to make some kind of a bracket here for the up a couple inches to make it level with that spring perch there, so the tank and everything will fit flush. A little bit of work here on the back of the panel to clean that up. I've got one more mount here to do in the back. I don't know this data is going to be useful to anybody, but there's a lot of techniques that go into building anything. I cut off some 3/8 inch steel here with a cutoff tool, which took quite a while. This is heavy steel. And what I'm going to try to do is put in a bit this big. Maybe a little bigger, it depends on my shock. But going through thick metal, the bigger the bit, the less they want to drill down. So all I've done was take a smaller bit here, and I've drilled myself a pilot hole all the way through the metal. Now I'm going to take one step up and drill it again. Well, there's the next step. That's probably about a 5/16 bit. I want to try to go up one more size here. I don't know what that is, a little smaller than 3/8, but it's going to take a pretty good bite out of the metal. So I'll take that and drill the next one. Alright, I got my hole plenty big enough to fit my shaft. The next thing I got to do is this little rubber mounts in here, and I'm going to do a little step drill on it to get it to the point where this rubber bushing edge will fit in it, and that'll hold it centered. Alright, I did that. I just drilled it down, and my little bushing fits in it on both sides now. And what I got to do is do the other one. I'm just using a strip drill like this, and I've got all of the main metal out of the thing so it won't hang and break my arm. And now I'll just drill this one. It's still really strong, it'll hurt you, so I'm clamping it and stepping on it. And that'll be enough. Yeah. Now my rubbers will go in here now. So I'm done with this bracket. And second try, it looks a little better. I got, you know, not much here on the top. it looks like my shock is not quite centered here. I need to twist that bracket just a little, but it's pretty solidly tacked. I might be able to hammer it around a little bit, try to get a little straighter, then I'll just weld it in. Well, I had some penetration problems here, so I made 3 passes, one down in the corner and then one up onto the main bracket, and then another pass, the last one right up against the frame. So it looks pretty solid, but these shocks take a tremendous amount of force. Every bump you hit in the road is being transferred onto these brackets, so this is mostly a push-up force. I did a halfway decent weld in the bottom, not that good, but I'm going to put one more little piece from the top here across, and that should give me not just a load on the side of this frame, but actually put the load up on top of the frame as well. And I think that'll probably hold it. Yeah, I just threw a little 1-inch piece in there and welded it in pretty good. That'll give me a triangular transfer of force, so I don't think that shock bracket will ever break. Yeah, here's more or less same thing on this side. I ran 3 beads on the top there and put a brace on it. This one looks better. I don't really care, but they're both plenty strong. I got this one about 2 inches away from the frame. This one's like 1 inch, but basically what I've done is line them up with that bottom bracket. I think the bottom brackets are probably the same. Maybe they're welded on a little different angle. Went ahead and finished up my inside here. Got that bracket on there. I found the other angle. Earlier I said that I always use pieces of stuff to make it fit, and it was off the top of the shock. I couldn't find this one. Turned out I never cut it loose of the shock, but so I cut it off, put it on. I got to drill me a couple holes here for bolts in this frame mount business, and I'll be able to slide this whole frame forward. Got my front end all slid forward, rear end cleaned up here a bit, some of the dirt swept out of here. I have to go through it and sort my bolts out, but I got to take the fenders off now. They have 1 bolt in them, and that should give me plenty of room to pull this rear end out. I can jack stand it up and roll it back. I should be able to clean up my frame pretty good with my wire brush now and paint it with that black stuff. And this will be another long project. It's kind of been hesitating on doing because it looks like it's so much work, but little by little shouldn't be too much trouble. Once I get these bolts off of here and fenders, I can probably just roll that rear end back, and maybe that'll be enough to should roll the car forward first, I suppose. That's probably the best thing. I'll do that and then start pulling it apart. Well, this is a real trip. It had a bushing inside it and I couldn't get the bushing out. So what I did was I just drilled out the bushing. You can see here what's a little bit left of it, and just finally beat it on out. It's pretty straight, so I'll just put a 1/2 inch grade 8 bolt in it. But now the rear end's loose. Hopefully I'll be able to roll it back. I don't know if my little brackets are going to be too long or no. If it does, I can jack it up, clear the tire, and then get it back.